I'm telling y'all what, these damn little kids and old motherfuckers and that are old enough to be my grandfather and ugly motherfuckers that have been trying to contact me lately need to go on somewhere. I am not in the mood ever to have to deal with any of those things. These kids are young enough to be my sons, mind you. I do know one thing. If I had known about this new castle law when actually the castle law, the new law states that if an intruder breaks into your home, you can blow their fucking head off of their shoulders and not get in trouble for it. Had I known about that law when my ex broke into my house, things would have gone down a hell of a lot more differently than what they did. So I went out with this guy the other day. He was a biker that rides like a Harley Davidson. It was cool until it got to the point when he told me that in order for me to be his girl, he would have to brand me. And I looked at him and told him very specifically and directly that no one in their right mind would even suggest sticking a fucking hot poker to me onto my skin, or anywhere else for that matter, that it wasn't going to happen and that he needed to bring me home immediately. I had this ex that was really fun to be around. A different ex from the one I keep referring to. This one was actually really fun to be around, and I think the reason for that was because he was a gamer. We played video games, blah, 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 blah. But it got to the point that that's all he wanted to do in our relationship, so I had to end it. There was one point in time that the house was fucking filthy as hell. And I was working. Of course, he would go to work and come home and game. And it was this point in time when the new Halo had come out. So he's sitting on the couch playing this game and he's like, baby, 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 have you seen this new game Halo? I said, no honey, and I don't care to. But if you don't get the fuck up off of that goddamn game and come in here and help me clean this house, you're going to be wearing a fucking Halo before you know it. I'm telling you what, guys, I don't know, you cannot be so preoccupied with things that you don't pay attention to your surroundings. I mean, I love gaming as much as the next guy or girl, but you don't disregard everything that's going on around you to game. You just don't do that. It's irresponsible. I have, however, dated a few gamers that were... I can say one thing about gamers. They're extremely good in bed for some reason. I don't know what it is about them and their games, but they're extremely good. This may not be a shock or a surprise to any of you, but I love being in the limelight and in the spotlight. Everyone tells me that I should be an attorney. Everyone tells me that I should be a singer or an actress. All those things I've already done. I sing on a regular basis, and honestly, I was raised in Christian school, Lutheran, which is close to being Catholic, I suppose. Actually, at one point in time, I was Catholic. At any rate, they make you sing constantly. So I was put in all these competitions to sing and whatnot. So it's no surprise that I grew up. And in the town that I'm from, of Blowing Rock, there used to be a bar that had karaoke. Honey, I went in there and blew that place up. It was more popular for me to sing on stage. People would literally request me to sing. It was more popular than these videos, my singing. I love being in the limelight. I love it when people request me to do anything that has anything to do with... So here's a shocker for you. in posting ads on Craigslist, it is unacceptable for them to hack your email and interlope or break into your email or send you spam or solicit your email. It's absolutely insane how much shit you get whenever you post an ad on Craigslist. I don't know why they cannot put a stop to that kind of behavior that's coming from out there in the internet world. So, lo and behold, they are not only into your email now, sending you all kinds of junk spam and shit like that, they are now hacking your fucking telephone. I get text messages, which I'm not going to pay for unlimited text, so I am very picky about who I text. That's one of the reasons that I despise text. Getting these random texts from just stupid shit. Like, at one point I was renting my house, and I posted it on Craigslist, and at the bottom of the page there was an option to click so they don't hack into your email, of whether or not you wanted them to hack into your email. So I clicked it. Well, shit starts getting rerouted to my phone in the form of text. That, of course, to sign up for a Craigslist account at all, you have to put your phone number in, and they have to send you a text and do all this so they can get a hold of you for some reason. But anyway, these people will send you texts, and I'm not even talking about real people, they're obviously bots, of, is the room still available? And you'll text back thinking that it's completely serious, and they'll say something to the effect of, I am a nurse, I'm living in England, and I plan on moving to the United States. Well, I've already lived that shit. I got the same shit in my fucking email, repeatedly, all kinds of spam. You cannot get any seriousness out of anything anymore. I post ads on Craigslist, the dating parts of Craigslist as well sometimes, and I want you to know that I will very specifically put in there, you all know I'm going to be as specific as humanly possible. I will put in there, in your first email to me, you must send at least one picture. I would prefer that you send 3 pictures. I want you to put this word in the subject line. I want you to tell me what your location is and how old you are. Honey, I'm telling you what, it's a fucking nightmare to post anything on there. These motherfuckers, I was like, if you do not put those things in your email to me, I will delete your email without it even being read. And they don't fucking care. They just do not care. It's like it's them. The whole fucking world revolves around them. So these guys, I mean, some guys are really good about it. They'll do exactly as you ask them to do. There are 85% of the responses that you get are, I can't send a picture. And I don't even open the emails, but you can kind of, with the email account that I have, you can see to some degree without opening what the email says. I can't send a picture, text me. Yeah, that's going to fucking happen. Everybody on this site knows how I feel about text. Or something like they send a picture of their dick, which we've already gone over that and how I feel about that. Or guys will be like, are you interested in this particular race? This is not 20 questions. If you're going to respond to my ad, I want you to do exactly what I suggested that you do to fucking begin with. I'm not going to sit here and answer all these goddamn questions and like it's the third degree or the Spanish Inquisition. I'm not doing it. I am not fucking doing it. Especially if you do not have a picture included, or 2 or 3 pictures that show me what you look like. I want to see who I am talking to. Talk to y'all about some of the things that I have had to deal with some of the men that I have dated or talked to. I dated this one guy that was so fucking honest all the time. we would go grocery shopping. We went grocery shopping this one time in particular when we first got together. And he was so fucking honest that if something rang up, like say they didn't change the sale price, which is obviously what happened. Like we bought a bottle of Dawn that was $1.25. And apparently they didn't take the sign down that said that it was on sale for $1. So it rings up for $1. And he is telling the cashier that should be $1.25. After the third or fourth time of him saying that in this one particular shopping trip with different items, I said, would you please save that shit for the Price is Right? They do not need you to tell them how to do their job. Just save it. And hush. And let's get the fuck out of here. I'm telling you what, there is a thin line between love and hate with me, and that shit is like a tightrope. Probably thinner. My ex that I have referred to before, as I said before, would sit up and watch cartoons and all that shit all night long and smoke weed, what the fuck ever. I literally had to buy earplugs so that I could sleep and go to work at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning the next day. He had absolutely no respect for anybody but himself. Then, one of my biggest issues, I can deal with all that other shit because I can take that shit under control and handle the situation. Which, of course, I will do with this next situation as well. But it has become like a fucking epidemic for these white guys, and you know where this is going, to dress and talk like black guys. I love black men. In fact, I would much rather date someone ethnic, an Indian, Cuban, Latin of any kind. In fact, Latins are probably my favorite because they're passionate and they work their asses off. That's the kind of man that I want in my life. Somebody that acts and does those things. They're good in bed. But any kind of ethnicity, I love. But white boys pretty much have their heads shoved so far up their own assholes, and I don't feel like following. So, my problem is, when a guy starts to talk to me and he says, sup, instead of what is up, or any kind of other Ebonics slang, save that shit for the black men that it belonged to and the black women that it belonged to. Don't pull that shit with me. The first thing that I want to do with someone who speaks to me like that has white skin, is smack them in their fucking mouth. It's that simple. I don't appreciate it. It's rude. It's totally different when a black guy says it. Totally different. It's part of their language. Their new Ebonics language. They have a right to use that. White boys, it makes you look like a fucking idiot. It's that simple. You look like a fucking moron. And when you're wearing your pants halfway down off your ass, on black guys, that shit's cute. On white boys, come on now. Your parents did something wrong. I went over and over and over and over this shit with my ex, who, by the way, cheated on me, or tried to cheat on me constantly. This motherfucker was addicted to porn to the point that he would rather watch porn than have sex with me. I'll let that sink in for a minute. I can understand the need for porn. I myself watch porn. I love porn. But I am not going to ignore my partner, whoever they may be, to watch fucking porn. I would rather have the real McCoy. But anyway, I went over and over with him about the fact that he needed to participate in our sex life and our relationship and not watch fucking porn all the time. And he would talk to these girls and try to hide the shit, honestly, like I wasn't going to find out about it. I mean, come on now. Any woman with half of a fucking brain knows when something's going on. I can honestly say that from hearing some of the shit that my guy friends say, that a lot of women out there don't even have half of a brain. But I use significantly more of my brain than half of it. And I will tell you that this motherfucker would talk to girls, sit up all night, and chat with these whores online. Or give them his phone number and send pictures of his dick to them. And I told him, like me, you know, I told him, any woman worth being around does not want to see that shit. We do not care for that. It's fucking disgusting. And these bitches would send pictures of their tits and of their pussy, and that shit turned him on. I can see how you can have a fetish, you know, but that shit is, he went way motherfucking overboard. When it gets to the point that you're talking to these bitches and setting up dates with them, I would confront him about it, because I would go through his phone. I did not trust him. I do not do that to normal men that I date. But this motherfucker, I knew something was going on at all points in time. I don't even know why I stayed with him as long as I did. I don't know how anybody, karma, that's all I've got to say, karma. This motherfucker, I got Froggy one night, he was sending out naked fucking pictures of his entire body to these whores, which is exactly what they are if they want to see shit like that. They're fucking whores. That is not the way a relationship should work. If that is the first thing a woman wants to see, she's a fucking whore. It's that simple. I got a wild hair in my ass one night, and I went through his motherfucking phone while he was sleeping. And I'm going to tell you what I did. I sent his naked motherfucking photographs to practically his entire family. And of course, they didn't text back, but they confronted me about it. And I said, well, this is how you raised your son. This is how you raised your grandson. I put it in their face. I attacked them right back. This is fucking disgusting. Did you like the fact that I sent you pictures of your naked son? Well, guess what he's doing in the fucking bathroom? I can tell you one goddamn thing right now. My mama ain't never going to get no shit like that, because I don't do that kind of shit. It's disgusting. One of my favorite things in this entire world is trivia. Trivial Pursuit, any kind of, I love board games too, and cards. Monopoly, I'm going to whip your ass at Monopoly. I love Monopoly. I'm the queen of Monopoly. Trivia, love it. Any kind of game that makes your brain work. So, what I want to do, I have decided that to keep things interesting with my videos, I'm going to start giving you guys some trivia. And whoever gets the most questions right and responds, I'm going to let come do a video with me. And on top of that, since I have a culinary degree, I'm also going to feed them. Which means that I will cook dinner for you. And you can come over here and hang out with me and be in one of my videos. And participate right alongside of me. Because there are hundreds of you out there that want to hang out with me for some reason, and you don't think I'm that cool, but whatever, that's fine with me. That's what I'm going to do. I'm also going to start something else interesting and go through things that go through my mind every day. And it's going to be called Sometimes I. For instance, to start off, I will say that sometimes I like to eat an entire pizza. Another example would be, sometimes I like to spend all day in my garden, weeding, planting, irrigating, whatever. Sometimes I just like to lay in bed on a rainy day and read a book. Sometimes I like to be fucked completely with no holds barred. Tied up, chained up. I like to tie up. I like to chain up. I don't know why. I don't even care why. I just like to be fucked completely raw and wild with no inhibitions whatsoever. So, sometimes I will eventually become more interesting than even that. So I hope you guys will participate.